Avengers Infinity War introduced the Black Order to the MCU, and every member was a formidable adversary. The so-called Children of Thanos included Ebony Maw, Cull Obsidian, Proxima Midnight, and Corvus Glaive, all of whom were either killed in battle or disintegrated when Tony snapped his fingers while wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. That was their fate in the movies, but what about the Black Order from the comics? Unlike their MCU counterparts, the Children of Thanos from the books met an entirely different fate. The Black Order was first introduced in the pages of The New Avengers, Volume 3, Number 8, in 2013, so they haven't been around for very long. In fact, when Thanos was running around the Marvel Universe with his Infinity Gauntlet in the comics, it was way back in 1991, a good 21 years before the Black Order was dreamed up by Jonathan Hickman. Thanos assembled his Black Order first with his favorite member, Corvus Glaive. He then added Ebony Maw and Proxima Midnight to the group, with Black Dwarf and Supergiant coming later. The 5 members of the Black Order were known by their enemies as the Dreadlords, the Children of Thanos, Midnight Slaughter, and the Titans Generals. The group commanded Thanos' forces in his name across the cosmos, and they were assembled to fight and destroy Ego the Living Planet at first. Ego wasn't a Celestial in the comics, but instead he was a giant sentient world whose existence was an affront to death. Because Thanos literally courts death in the comics, an affront to her was something he couldn't stand. Ultimately, the war between Thanos and Ego resulted in a stalemate. Still, the Black Order remained under his command for several cosmic events much later. After the Avengers left Earth undefended from cosmic threats, Thanos dispatched the Black Order to occupy the planet and find the Time Gem. Each member engaged in combat against a different set of superheroes, all with the intent of finding the location of the Infinity Gem. Ebony Maw took on Doctor Strange, Black Dwarf went up against Black Panther, Proxima Midnight met up with Namor, and the X-Men fought against Corvus Glaive and Supergiant. Soon after, Ebony Maw found the location of Thane, Thanos' son, whom the Mad Titan wanted to personally kill. Around this time, the Avengers returned to Earth, and in a confrontation at the peak, Black Dwarf was killed. Supergiant also met her end when Lockjaw transported her and some antimatter bombs to a far-off planet. Hyperion got the better of Corvus Glaive, killing him when the Avengers confronted Thanos in Greenland, and Ebony Maw turned against Thanos, agreeing to fight alongside Thane against his father, leaving only Proxima Midnight, who was trapped in an amber construct, placing her and a resurrected Glaive in a state of living death. Eventually, the resurrected Glaive and Midnight rejoined Thanos, but the Mad Titan decided to reform his lieutenants into a second incarnation of the Black Order. The second Black Order consisted only of Proxima Midnight and Black Swan from Earth 1365, and it really only had one mission. At that point, Hela enlisted Thanos' aid and subsequently his minions, promising to gift him Mjolnir from an alternate reality. The Black Order was dispatched to secure the hammer from the Collector's ship, but when they failed and returned without the hammer, Hela killed Midnight, proving her worth to Thanos. Another cosmic being, the Challenger, reformed the Black Order once more in preparation for a contest with the Grand Master, who had his own team of baddies called the Lethal Legion. The team roster included all the original members of the first incarnation. They fought all over the Earth to take control of 2 pyramids. Ultimately, Glaive was killed by Rogue, while Supergiant was taken out by Farine of the Lethal Legion. Despite their losses, the team was victorious over the heroes, having destroyed Avengers Mansion. At this point they regrouped, and ultimately were successful in achieving Grandmaster's plan, leaving them to be recruited by Hela in her plan to resurrect Thanos. Now, he was actually kind of dead during these recent events that I've been talking about in the Marvel Universe. To do this, Hela dispatched the Black Order to Star Fox's location to recover Thanos' body, but there was a problem. Thanos' body wasn't attached. This made it impossible for Hela to resurrect the Mad Titan until it could be found. With the Collector's help, the Black Order and Hela traveled to the Negative Zone, where they recovered Thanos' head from Annihilus. They then regrouped, with the plan to use Star Fox as a vessel for the resurrection of Thanos, but they were stopped by Beta Ray Bill, Nova, Gladiator, and Captain Marvel. Meanwhile, Gamora killed Star Fox to halt the resurrection, but the Mad Titan managed to come back anyway, with his mind broken, mind you. He, Hela, and the Dark Guardians and the Black Order were then sucked into a black hole, but the Black Order somehow managed to escape yet again. They went into hiding on Earth, of all places, and disguised themselves as humans living in the East Village. Some shenanigans with the Reality Stone came about, and with the help of Scarlet Witch, the members of the Black Order were left to continue their existence without the influence of Thanos or the Infinity Gems, which had been guiding them for years. The members of the Black Order have died and have been resurrected numerous times, and the team roster has been shuffled around a bit over the years. Each member has shown up in more than 100 issues since their creation in 2013, and they will likely continue to wreak havoc across the Marvel Universe for some time. Unlike their MCU counterparts, Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight, and Black Dwarf, also known as Cull Obsidian in the films, haven't faded to dust.